Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Happy and Healthy Growth and Development podcast. I am Janina, and I will be your host tonight for a special edition. While the outbreak is happening in the external world, the inbreak, what happens within ourselves, is not being vocalized and verbalized. So I wanted to create this special video for all of you guys back home. I assume, please stay home. To offer you the opportunity to go within, to understand what's happening within and what makes us take the actions that we take. Trigger, behavior, reward. This is what we're going to look at. So last video, we talked about the relationships that we have with ourselves and how is that impacting the external world. Today, we're going to look at this external stimuli and external factor that triggers something within ourselves and how is that going to make us respond rather than react. So that would benefit us. If you didn't have time to check the last video, please make sure you go scroll down, subscribe, and you can check out the video and the content from there. This time, as I said, we're going to go through what is happening within and what was my takeaway from what I was reading. And that was really regarding the way we talk to ourselves and the way we carry ourselves throughout the world and interact with the others, that would actually generate results against us ultimately, because this is like a circular living. And I know that this term is usually used for money and jobs, like you would leave enough to spend money. That would be a circular living. But in this case, it would be like you would leave enough to consume your energy so that you can generate a revenue and then just follow the cycle, go to school, get the highest degree, get married, and have children. You get what you give, though. So it doesn't only go towards Mother Nature, but it comes against us or towards us as a response as well. So if we keep giving Mother Nature toxicity and bad energy, that is going to actually return to us. So some of the thoughts that have come up for me during this time is that for some of us, the CV, a shortcut, could be just an opportunity or could have just been taken as an opportunity for you, for yourself, me time, what we call, to work on all of those things that we postponed for such a long time, while for some others has represented an internal and external crisis. This just first incident, first adversity that is external creates a huge crisis within. So let's see what happens within. I've seen really in a funny and humorous way while I was shopping in one of the shops, no need to mention. I've seen a lot of people fighting and pushing, elbow fisting, elbow fighting, and fist fighting, all of those things for toilet rolls. Like, that's not even a human need, right? This is not something that you cannot live without. You could also be creative, and who knows, maybe you would end up using newspapers if you actually do not have toilet roll, paper roll. But like food, water, I would understand it. So what happens there is that's what I was questioning. Whenever you are running under stress, right, and stress over a continuous period of time, repeated, gets into actually weakening your immunity system. But this is another story. So when you're under stress, you start doing things that you would normally not do. Something like, I told you so many times not to talk to me in that way. arsehole, get out of here, get out of my car, right? Like when somebody, when your partner, let's say, like, they found out something about you and you start venting and putting it on them, something that you would normally not do, and it might sound a bit irresponsible and immature, but because there's this gap in the way that you are aware that you're normally acting, so this is how I normally act, mature, right? And this is how I act under stress. There's this gap formed in between, and that's bringing a surprise for most of us whenever we become conscious of it. It's like, oh, did I just say that? So this is what happens actually whenever something like this outbreak happens. The in-break within is, I face fear, I face uncertainty, and because of that, together with the social contagion, I panic. It starts from fear that we don't know if we're gonna die, fear that we might not have enough food, fear that we might not see our parents or our family, that we're not gonna have a job, or that everything that we have associated with for such a long time is no longer gonna be there. So that me, that definition of me, is being wiped off. Everything that we've been taught for such a long time is now being revealed in front of us as breaking news. This no longer has any value. So it is a huge fear and it has a big impact. This is the in-break that nobody talks about. And that fear is actually very good that we have. This is a very